wanted to meet someone who was at least willing to hold a conversation. After a while, WID and "how was your day" text get old. It was time to change it up a bit. Maybe pandemic love was waiting for me on another app. One night, I connected with a charismatic, funny man who knew how to hold a conversation. He was kind and easy to be around. I felt like he saw me. We talked on the phone for hours and hung out a couple of times. I desperately wanted to be loved and known. He was interested in me, and that felt special. My happiness was short-lived. One night he came over. I made dinner for us, and we talked, laughed, and played chess. Then he started making advances beyond what I was comfortable with. I'd already established my boundaries, but he used his words to manipulate me and push back. When it was over, he confidently declared, "I marked my territory." Those words still haunt me. For the days, weeks, and months that followed, it was hard for me to process and understand what had indeed happened. I was afraid. I couldn't sleep. A replay of that night haunted my dreams. I blamed myself, questioning my judgment and what I could have done or said differently. I scolded myself for breaking my own rules of dating. It was the summer of 2020, a trying time in our country. I spent most of my time creating anti-racism education resources, both in my day job and after work. It was easier for me to focus on doing something purposeful than to deal with my pain. I could hide the pain, but I couldn't hide being Black. It felt like a second civil rights wave was building, and I needed to be a part of it. So I put my personal pain in the back seat. It was the height of the nationwide outcry after the murders of Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, and my work at a racial literacy nonprofit organization was busier than ever. I was finding my stride in my work away from work, advocating online, delivering to the thousands more who began following me after a few posts went viral, and feeling inspired to write more than I had in years past. I was getting noticed by literary agents, booking podcast interviews, and fielding requests for speaking engagements. At work, I managed a team of program coordinators and volunteers, leading meaningful projects to produce valuable resources for the community. Inside, I was devastated, but it didn't matter how I felt because there was work to be done. With so much going on, I didn't think I could stop and do what I needed to do to take care of myself. I coped with the lingering pain by busying myself and showing up to advocate, speak at events, organize protests, and take care of the endless tasks at work. I operated like a true Enneagram 8. There was a crisis, and I was ready to respond and fight injustice. I knew that many things would remain the same in the country after this watershed moment. Nevertheless, I felt I couldn't allow myself to ignore this moment in history and remain silent. The murders of Breonna Taylor in March and Tatiana Jefferson the year before hit me in my gut. One day, they were like me, living life, pursuing love, playing video games with a nephew. The next day, they were gone. From my recent experience, I knew how quickly an ordinary evening could turn into a tragedy that changed and consumed your life. I saw how easy it was for Black women and the pain we carry to be forgotten. Our lives ended or upended. The silence from my white friends in the face of these tragedies made things crystal clear for me. If they weren't devastated by the death of an unarmed 26-year-old Black woman, what would compel them to care for me? If you can't see me in Breonna, then you don't see me. Knowing that hurt. Some white people around me, the ones who said they would stand by Faith,